Hello, this is Shining Gold, and this is a different Let's Play that I'm going to be doing. This is Rome Total War, an excellent RTS if you're into the genre. RTS, of course, stands for Real-Time Strategy Game. And I'm not going to spend this entire Let's Play telling you how to play this game right, because I can't play this game right. I'm not great at it. But it should make for an interesting, entertaining game. So yeah. Let's just deal with it like that. Manage all settlements, no. Arcade-style battles, sure. This is just going to be a fun Let's Play, not an in-depth walkthrough, heavy edited, all that stuff. This is going to be fun with mishaps and all of that good stuff. And if I, at any point, permanently ruin my game and can't progress, then that's just how it'll be. In fact, it's such a Let's Play that we're going to have to skip that amazing video intro. But it's good. This whole game is great. Just amazing quality for the time. I believe it was released in 2005. Amazing quality, amazing depth, everything. It's just excellent. So I highly recommend you to go check it out. So first and foremost, what we got is a Senate mission assigned to us. They want us to take this town. That means use these units, which this is a big unit. It has a ton of enemy soldiers, not enemy soldiers, a ton of allied soldiers in our army. Take this town, which is a small town, and it doesn't take any kind of, it doesn't take any sieging to take. We're gonna go ahead and take Segesta. Maintain siege, because we want to get some reinforcements in there too. So yeah, this game starts out right at the start. It starts out right away with action if you don't know what you're doing, if you didn't do the tutorial. The tutorial is very in-depth, very good, but we can't go through a tutorial. This is a Let's Play. So I spent my first 20 minutes, I spent a good 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, a good 40 minutes recording 2 parts earlier, but they got deleted because my computer crashed. So wasn't that awesome? It was only 40 minutes, though, not an hour and 20 minutes, which was lost when I tried to do a Civilization 5 Let's Play. So that's good. Everything is... it just got a great track record going. So when we deploy... When this battle deployment scroll screen starts up, pops up, we have 3 options. One, we can fight a battle on the battle map, which means full in-depth, control all of your forces, control everything that goes down, which is what we're going to be doing, because this is going to be an easy battle, because our strength ratio is 9-to-1. We're going to win. Or we can automatically resolve the battle, the boring option that I'm going to be forced to take, because I don't want this to take like 20 hours to do. Or withdraw from battle, which is what we would do if we were losing, which we're not. If like an enemy's army just kind of creeped up on us, but that didn't happen, so let's not worry about that. Yeah, let's fight the battle on the battle map. We're going to be controlling our faction leader here as a general, so we need to make sure he doesn't die. So here's a cool little loading screen, if you're into loading screens. I'm actually a loading screen aficionado myself, so this is right up my alley. I'm dying. So here is the battle map. You can see every time you fight a battle, you fight on a representation of Europe. Like, this is actually cool. I mean, there's a little thing over here, and, you know, everything's cool. Like, this is an actual thing. Like, you could have totally chosen to just automatically resolve the battle, and you would have missed all of this depth. I mean, just look at it. Beautiful. But, I'm going to pause since I'm going to be talking a little bit. What we want to do, this is the Roman archers, this is the spearmen, and this is our general. So we don't want our general to die. So what we're going to do is we're going to charge all of the guys that aren't our general in, run them through, just rush. But our general is just going to walk in and make sure everything goes in well. Christopher Walken. Actually, he'll run into the gate, but then he'll stay behind in the actual battle. So let's go triple game speed for this. Just what we want to make sure doesn't happen is we don't want our general to become too separated. He's not that separated now. He's kind of separated. We just want everything. We just want everything to go well. We don't want our general to die. That is the worst possible thing that could happen in this fight that we have no business losing by any means. And okay, so now that we're at the gates, we should control all of our guys except for him, except for our general, and we should have them just rush in and fight. But our general should be in it. I mean, he should walk here. But he shouldn't force his way. He shouldn't force himself into battle. These are archers, so they're going to stay behind. I mean, we don't want him to not stay behind. We're going to control here and just fight. Everything's going good. We are fighting these guys and winning. Even though we're losing men, hey, that's going to happen. And these guys, who are rebels, because you can tell from the flag they're waving, they're Ligurian rebels. If it's like a grayish flag, then they're probably rebels. These rebels are losing. Look, they're fighting a two-front war. Our reinforcements came in, and yes, we won. But
they are not soldiers.
They're retreating. I don't want to. We're gonna go ahead and continue the battle so we can kill their general. Yeah, there we go.
This is a heroic victory.
Otherwise, we could have, if we didn't destroy all of them, then their general would have withdrawn. But we don't want that. We want a true victory, and we got that. And we didn't lose any guys either, so that's great. Unless we might have lost one guy. I don't know. I didn't see it. So I have gotten the time restriction taken off my channel, which all of you can do, I believe. So these parts are going to be about 20 minutes long. Not hugely long. Maybe if I feel like doing a huge long part I can, but this recording session and this part is going to only be 20 minutes because it's very late at night and I don't want to spend my entire night editing this. But there's not too much editing that I need to do because this is a let's play, not a walkthrough. Okay, so we've won. Captured settlement Segesta. I don't know how to pronounce any of these things because it's Roman, but Segesta, I think, is it. Probably wrong. Occupy settlement. We have 3 options. Sorry. I've done this 2 times already, so I'm kind of forgetting things that I've already explained. We have 3 options once we've captured the settlement. We can, 1, occupy the settlement, which is the nice thing to do. If you want popularity, then you can just occupy the settlement, be a nice dude. Or you can enslave the populace, which means taking a lot of the citizens and making them slaves and dispersing them throughout your nation, which isn't a terrible idea. I mean, I guess it's a mixture between extermination and occupation. And your third option is extermination. Kill everyone, occupy the town with new Roman citizens. That is what you want to do if you want popularity. If it was a huge city, and everyone, I mean, you're never going to maintain the peace there because everyone hates you. So you want to exterminate the populace. But if you want to get popularity with the masses, that's not what you want to do, obviously. So since this is a small rebel town, we're just going to occupy it. I mean, it's not going to give us any real repercussions. Just occupation normal should be fine. Okay. So now that we did that, the Senate, we have successfully finished the Senate's first mission for us, and we have gotten 5,000 gold, 5,000 denarii, I guess, as our reward, which is a decent sum. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to get more than that from the Senate. But that's, I guess, just a little bone that the Senate threw us as we're starting out. So, we have successfully done the Senate mission, and we have gained Senate influence along with that. Not too much, though. Just one successful Senate mission isn't going to give us too much popularity. But now that we've done that, we can decide what we want to do next. There's a couple of different options as to where we can go from here. Obviously, what we want to do is expand, but how should we expand? How can we make our empire huge? And we should do that. We should make our empire huge. A couple of different ways. All of them having to do with attacking towns. But by far the easiest way to take a town is if you notice. Well, I can't explain that yet. I'll explain. First and foremost, I'll explain these dudes, these blue, purple, and green dudes. These purple dudes are the Roman leaders. This is the main Roman faction. If the entire, if the red, blue, and green dudes were states, then this would be Washington, D.C. These are the leaders. And then these dudes, the green and blue dudes, the blue guys being the Roman CPI and the green dudes being the Roman Brutii, those are both allied factions of the Roman Empire. We are part of the Roman Empire, but eventually we're going to become the leaders of the Roman Empire by taking over the Roman capital, the Roman Senate. SCPQR? No, that's not it. SPQR, I think? Maybe. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're going to gain enough popularity with the masses and enough Senate power to the point where we can just take over, which is going to take a while and it isn't going to be in anything less than a bunch of parts. But for now, we need to focus on expansion. And the easiest way to expand is to wait for one of these nations, one of the Roman Brutii or one of the Roman CPI nations, to revolt, one of the little cities, one of their parts, to rebel. And so it'll go from blue to gray because the rebels will have taken over there. And what we can do is we can swoop in and we can take over there because it's a rebel nation. It's not a Roman Brutii nation. A nation. I keep saying nation. I guess a little region. It's a rebel region, so we can take over, and then we can become more powerful with the masses, with the populace, through that, which is what's going to happen later in the game. But for now, we are actually going to be at war with the Gauls over here, and with the Carthaginians, which we haven't met yet. So that is what's going to happen first and foremost. What we should do, though, is we should take this spy and we should have him check out this Patavium city, just to see how powerful it is. And we could watch him walk like that, or we can press space and have him not walk like that, because that is annoying. But aside from that, we don't have a ton of stuff to do right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take this general. Actually, I kind of skimmed over something back here. Segesta. Inside Segesta, we have a couple of guys in power within here, set up in the city. In the city, we have a ton of war units that we brought in when we came in and took the city. Not the least of which is our faction leader, who has now taken over privileges as the senator here. Senator? Governor? I don't know. He now runs everything in here. So if we didn't have a senator here, which once we get enough cities, like we'll reach a point where we have too many cities and not enough senators. Once that happens, we won't be able to control a city that doesn't have a senator. We'll have dominance over them, and since we have an army in there, we'll literally control the city. But what we won't be able to do is micromanage everything as far as what's being built and who's being recruited. But as far as micromanaging goes, what I just did was open up my little faction overview screen. I'm going to go ahead and auto-manage everything because I don't want to deal with all of that micromanaging stuff, at least not for this LP. I don't want to deal with it. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I mean, not in this format. So much like a bunch of RTSs, what we're going to do, no, not what we're going to do, what we have to keep note of is the fact that each of these units can only travel so far per turn, and if you click on a unit, then how far that unit can go is this little green area here. Some units can travel farther, like you looked at the assassin. He had a huge, before he, not assassin, spy. The spy had a huge area that he could cover before he traveled. But this guy, since he already traveled a little bit, can only travel like a couple of, not too far for the rest of the turn. But we're going to be heading north, so the first thing we should do is probably head just this way. That's a good idea. And aside from that, we can end our turn. We don't have anything else to do, no Senate missions to worry about. Early in the game, we might as well just end our turn right there. Okay, so the Gauls have offered us trade rights. That means that our nations will be able to trade and become more wealthy, and it's a good idea for now. But over time, and by over time I mean very soon, we're going to take the Gaelic city, and we're not going to let them stand. We're gonna take over the Gauls. We're gonna kill them all. But as our turn ended, we had a new Senate mission assigned to us, which would be blockade Port Syracuse. We have 5 turns to do it, and the only reward we'll get is the Senate's gratitude. But hey, that's good enough for me. So what we need to do is we need to take our port over here and take our fleet, which consists of 2 groups of 40 Bayerms. We can take just one of the unit of 4s, one of the group of 4s, and head to Port Syracuse, which is back here, and blockade them. Not attack them. It says attack, but all you're doing is blockading. That should be fine, because the mission was only blockade and not maintain a blockade for a long time. So that's fine. Senate missions, all you're going to do from most Senate missions, I mean, the main reward you want to get from a Senate mission is more favor in the Senate, more power in the Senate. More power in the Senate means better offices will be assigned to you, and that's great, because the Senate assigns offices such as, like, leader of the Senate to the different branches of the faction, and we want to be at the top, because if we're at the top, then that's going to make the transition of us to dominating the entire Senate much smoother. So, if we look over here, this little Gaelic general here has moved closer to us. Now you can interpret that a bunch of different ways, but I'm going to interpret it as us needing to back up this dude, make him more powerful, and I'm going to actually move him up here just to make sure that guy doesn't get any ideas. And it's also going to clog up the road, which is great. But aside from that, we don't have anything going on. We might as well just end it off there. Not end off the part, actually. Yeah, we might as well end off the part here. Actually, I'll end it off on a cliffhanger by ending the turn. And that way we can see some things. Okay, I guess it wouldn't have been a great place to end off the part because we still have our spy that we sent to deal with. Okay, so this scroll that opened up is what our spy saw. What he saw is that they have a bunch of buildings, a bunch of being 4, a trader, a muster field, wooden palisade, and a warlord's hold. All of that is pretty much meaningless except for the wooden palisade. That means that we can't just rush in there and attack the city. It means we'll have to build siege equipment while we're besieging them before we can just run in and take the city, because we can't just run in because, hey, there's a wooden palisade in the way. We need to make something to plow through that. But that's the only important thing as far as buildings go. Garrison, they have a decent amount of troops garrisoned in there, about 300 troops. Not the strongest of them, not the strongest troops in the world, but not really a ton of troops here. In fact, the most resistance we'll probably get from besieging Patavium, if we do, we might not do it soon. I tried that on my other playthrough and it didn't end well, would be from a different reinforcement unit, such as this dude, who actually we would probably take out before we attacked Batavium. But that doesn't matter because, hey, we're not attacking Batavium yet. Settlement details, income 919, public order plus 130%. The people like the city. The city's growing at a population growth of plus 6%, which is fine. Population 2650. It's a pretty big town. Not the hugest. We'll take much larger towns soon enough. And yeah, there's a 40% chance that they will manage to open the gates if we attack, which means that we wouldn't have to plow through, which might not happen. I wouldn't count on it. So yeah, that's good. Everything good. What that means, them being powerful, being financially stable, it just means that that would be a better place to take over. War was declared between the House of Brudii and the Greek cities. The Greek cities are mini cities that are Greek. If you don't know about Greek history, Greece wasn't initially a huge country. It made up of a bunch of different smaller cities like Sparta and whatnot. In fact, the only one I can... Oh, no. Sparta and Athens are the only two I remember off the top of my head. So that should be the end of the part right now. I guess we don't have to end it off before I... Oh, yeah, we'll have to. I'm not going to start a new turn. So we can end off the part here. I swear on the next part we'll get to attacking other cities. But, leave it down in the comments what you think of this LP. I think it's nice. I don't know too much about Roman history, so I can't offer any interesting commentary there. But I think you guys, I don't know. My personal opinion on LPs is they don't have to be totally rich with content. But, that's just me. I'll try to make it as rich as I can. So yeah, I can't get back to doing the Skyrim Let's Play because, I mean, I tried to make it work, but I mean, number one, I'm not too interested in Skyrim. Number two, I lost a ton of footage. Three, I mean, I don't know. Everyone did a Skyrim Let's Play, Skyrim walkthrough. I would be late to the gate. I might go back to it someday, but I'm gonna do smaller games that I like beforehand. I mean, really. Plus, you guys would like to see some videos aside from none videos, right? Right? Yeah. But if you have any recommendations as far as how to play the game is concerned, oh yeah, totally leave them, because I'm not great. So like, any tips as far as what places to attack, what wars to start off right at the beginning, go ahead and leave them in, because I haven't even beaten this game yet. I just played for like 20 hours on a different save and just kind of dicked around for a long time. But aside from that, this is about 23 minutes long, 23 and a half minutes long as a part. So yeah, parts will probably be around that length from now on. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, bye.